Welcome to lanmoutarot. This is a general reading for Cancer Sun, Moon Rising, or anywhere Cancer may be in your chart, or anyone who will feel compelled to watch this reading. Not even compelled, will feel like watching this reading. This is for the second week of December 2019, or anytime that you happen to be watching. The message still applies, okay? We are starting out with the Keepers of the Light, our cold deck, and we'll do the main reading with the Psychic Tarot. And this time I am not picking any clarification, as I'm trying to keep the reading short. I've been sharing this with all the signs that I noticed when going through the analytics that you guys are watching about half the duration of this reading. So I don't know which half or what the time, if you're just fasting forward. And it's very important to hear the whole message, because sometimes the main message of the reading may not resonate. It may be one thing, one sentence that, you know, that actually it brings you that clarity, okay? And that perhaps bring you some joy, some fun, or give you open a new window, right, to something that you're not even thinking about. So regardless, I really would like, it's important to be able to watch this messages in the full aspect, because you may be skipping past the message that applies to you. Okay, so we're not doing any clarifications, because the clarifications give us more information, but it's still a general reading, so there's no point. We're gonna still give you a good experience and as much information as possible here. Here we have a lion that comes out at the bottom, divine healing. Honor your sensitivity, retreat to recharge and heal. Your light can support others. That's at the bottom of the deck for you, Cancer, and this is your card that came out for you. Look at this crown chakra here. Crown chakra opening up. Serapis Bay, ascension, moving to your true self. Rise above the darkness. The light is here. Rise above the darkness. So Spirit is asking you to take some time for yourself, to recharge, to retreat. And with Ilarian, there's a sense of this is divine healing, but also divine knowledge, being able to really access. Oh my goodness, my bracelet keeps on getting stuck on the shirt. But to be able to access information, to know, it's not so much access information, to be able to access the energies of the universe, right? To be able to connect with angelic forces, to the unseen world. That's the connection. To be able to connect with the unseen world, and to believe, to know that divine healing is possible. To honor yourself, to know when it's time for you to your own cycle of life, when you need time to recharge, when your time for rest is, when your time to push is, when your time for pulling, your time for researching and gathering information is, to be very sensitive to your own self, to your own cycles, okay? And because some of you may be going through an ascension period during this time, and you may be experiencing some ascension symptoms, if you will, and that takes a lot of energy out of one, okay? That can leave you sometimes feeling so tired that you can't get out of bed. That some people experience it more strongly, some people experience it more like in their dreams, some people, like, it depends. You may want to Google ascension symptoms to see, because Spirit is asking you to withdraw your energy from people during this time, to retreat, okay? Because ascension is here. You are moving into your true self. You are moving above the darkness, okay? Above the darkness, you are going towards the light here, closer to the light, higher consciousness. Crown chakra opening up for you during this time. Okay, here we go. Truth. Whoa, they're just flowing out. It came sideways like this, and I'm gonna keep it upright, okay? I shuffle my card upright. And the upright, unless they come out in reverse, they did fully in reverse. So there's a truth coming here. The truth card is the last card in this deck, I believe. Yet I'm getting more like judgment energy here with this card. It feels more like this is the scale of judgment. Yeah, this is like this is number 20, major arcana number 20. This would be in the traditional tarot, the judgment card, okay? The scales of waiting on the scales, your good and your bad, okay? This is judgment day. what, you know, like the pros and your cons being presented here to God, right? Being presented here. There you go, your last card, number 7, crown chakra. What I say, your crown chakra is opening up here. This is judgment. Wow, it's Cancer, you're going to something major. Here we have at the bottom temptation. Is at the bottom, major arcana number 15, also known as the devil card. Okay, so this is what you're facing. This is what you're rising above. I kid you not, I picked this card. What do you see here? This is number 9. It's called spiritual strength. Some of you need your spiritual strength, especially as you go into an ascension process. And to gather your spiritual strength, it's important to redraw your energy. It's important to really recharge, to really conserve your energy, to focus, to meditate, okay? Spiritual strength was at the bottom here, but this is what we're looking at, the temptation card, and we see how there's a light, right? It's almost like a star coming through, and it's almost like that entity that's like changing form, changing shape here, that shifting entity is like pushing that light. And this is what spirit is trying to get you to. This is what you're facing during this time. It's a fight against bad and evil, good and evil, excuse me, right? It's saying to move above the darkness, to go towards the light, ascending, the heart chakra opening up, leaving behind the things that are like negative, that are like of the, you know, physical. Okay, so this is what you're overcoming during this time. Temptation, you're overcoming during this time. Any negativity, you're overcoming towards this time. And for some of you, not just overcoming, perhaps even atoning for your past negativity, for your past negative habits, negative way of relating, you know, negative deeds that you might have done. Okay, because you're moving into your true self. You're rising above the darkness, and the light is here. And when I looked at Serapis Bay, I always see crown chakra with this double-headed serpent here. That's what this looks like, that headdress, and that ruby, I think this is a ruby encrusted crown here. It's like a opening of the heart chakra, and here we have the crown chakra coming up for you again. So this is really ascending to a higher level of consciousness for some of you. Cancer, this is like real stuff here happening. Okay, and your crown chakra is opening during this time. You're going to to a judgment day, your day of atonement, the day for you to meet your maker, your creator, to say to answer for your to answer for the negativity that you might have caused, you know, or whatever negative things that have happened, to give it a chance to atone for them as well with judgment, and also to get your rewards, your fair due for all the good stuff, for all the positive things that you have done. That's what judgment is about. Okay, this is also a card of reconciliation with God, reconciliation with your true self, reconciliation perhaps in the more mundane plane here, with reconciliation with another, with a loved one, someone from your past. Okay, the next card we have is a card of rejoice in celebration. It's a card also of reunion. Okay, not so much reconciliation, but reunion, like a meeting up of friends, of like-minded people in celebration. The 3 of Cups is a card of happy, of celebration, right? Just like it's called here on this card, on this deck. So for some of you, if there's someone from the past coming towards you, it's gonna be a happy reunion. Okay, it's gonna be a celebration here. For some of you, if you've been going through the court system, there's a decision that's being made during this time. Judgment will be on your side, that you're gonna be able to rejoice and celebrate due to a fair judgment. The truth's gonna come out, especially if you are like unfairly accused of something. Okay, and here you're gonna be able to celebrate because the truth will come out, the judgment will be fair, it will be on your side. And here we have crown chakra. Crown chakra is all about ascending to a higher level of consciousness. It's about rising above, you know, just what is. It's about being able to see from a higher perspective. Okay, and this is the this is the pineal gland here, right? The all-seeing eye, if you will, is attached to the pineal gland. This is like deep intuition, intuition that's connected directly to the divine intuition. Okay, so for some of you, Cancer, during this time, if you are reconnecting with someone, just know you and that person, this is like a divine partnership. You're connecting in a deeper way than just in the physical form. Like, it's not just a heart to heart connection, it's a connection, like, because temptation can mean that too sometimes, the devil card. It's a connection that, like, two people that are like really like stuck on another, that are chained together, that have been brought together because by the divine, that are like that they cannot be unbroken. It's a connection that cannot be unbroken, that sometimes it seems completely unhealthy to the outside world, to those people who were not a part of that connection, would not understand it, even to your own self. But it's sometimes there is it's karmic relationship can seem like that, deep soulmate relationship, divine connection, like a twin flame relationship can feel like that, because you are connected to someone in such a way that it's like you cannot, no matter what you do, you cannot break that chain. Even when you go to negative things, positive things, doesn't matter. You are like, even when you're not together in a relationship, but you are still some way like together, you're still linked up, like, you're still communicating, even if it's like through telepathy. That person is still very much a part of your existence, because you're thinking about them, you can feel them, you can feel their thought. That's what I'm getting here. You are connecting to someone through your higher minds. Okay, it's a very spiritual connection here. This is a love situation for some of you. In regards to a spiritual message here, there is a moment of reconciliation between you and your maker. Some of you may be having dreams of you may be walking in space. You may be having dream of angels, dreams of God, like, of the ascended masters. You may be having dreams that's gonna feel like you are meeting like higher beings. Okay, you are going to an ascension level, you are ascension process. You are going to start coming to some truth. There's it's a reconciliation with God, with your creator. Okay, that's going to allow you to overcome a lot of negative entities. That's going to bring you closer to the light, closer to your true self. And it's a real celebration, a celebration for yourself, but it's also a celebration for the collective, because each time one of us go closer to the light, it raises up the vibration that we have here. Okay, your crown chakra is opening up. It's just like a real activation of high consciousness here. This is quite beautiful. Let's get some women's message for you with the women's oracle cards. Messages for Cancer, messages for Cancer. But let's not forget, Cancer, I will watch some videos on ascension level process. I keep saying level, so some of you are really, it's because you're rising higher to a higher level of consciousness. Look for read up on the symptoms that you may be feeling, and see if that correlates to you, because I'm pretty sure some of you said you're already in the process. You've been doing the shadowy work, because to go to an ascension process, you have to really meet your shadow. You have to really go to some real battles. It's not all pretty. Okay, it's not all like light and love. For you to get closer to the light, you have to meet the darkness. Okay, the light cannot shine. You cannot tell the difference between light and dark if there's no darkness. Without the shadow, you cannot experience the light. So that's why that temptation card is here, that devil is here, that negative entity is here. A lot of you, this is what's facing you during this time. You are doing this shadow work, okay, because you are going through an ascension process. So if you've been experiencing some stuff that you cannot perhaps explain, that kind of like negative, even within yourself or with other people, do some research on that, because that's what that a lot of you that are ascending, this is what can explain it for you. Okay, I hope I'm expressing this clearly, because this is kind of important here for some of you. Healing family issues. is at the bottom of the deck. It says your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So for those of you, this is a romantic situation. There's a need here for you to forgive your parents, to forgive your past, your upbringing. Okay, your upbringing. Why does that sound weird? Anyways, the way your childhood, the way you were brought up. There's some family issues here. The our connections with our parents, with our family is our first connections. The way we learn to love, the way we learn to connect with people. They are the first people that are in our lives that we connect with. They're the one who teach us how to smile, how to go bravo, how to how to love, how to give kisses, so if it's a negative connection, if there's issues there, especially in the early years, we carry that with us. It's ingrained in us because that's how we learn to do that, and we experience that. We experience it in every relationship. Okay, we bring it up. It's brought up even if we're not doing it consciously, in every relationship, in our work, our co-workers, our children, our romantic partners, everywhere. It follows us because that's how we learn to do it. So for some of us, it's very important to heal this issues with our parents, especially about values, about how to grow up, about feeling nurtured. Okay, that may be some of the shadow work that you may have to do in regards to especially if this is just a romantic situation for some of you guys, in regards to before you can reconcile with someone else from your past, before you can rejoice in celebration, you need to, the issues that you had in the past had to do with your own family issues, with your own issues that you never dealt with. Okay, and here we have divine healing here. So spirit is here to help you during this time, to bring in that healing family issues. Here's divine healing. They're there for you to help you. Okay, and some of you may need therapy, may need counsel, you may need Reiki healing, you may need to just literally, some of you just need to connect, to go there, to talk to them, to have a heart and open heart conversations, and to understand that you're not trying to change anybody. You're not gonna, that's not gonna change the past. And to forgive, to release it all, and to be able to forgive your parents, to forgive your family, and understand that forgiveness does not mean you accept what happened to you, does not mean you excuse what happened to you. It's just acknowledging, yes, this happened, yes, this has caused real hurt, and I don't want to carry that hurt. I'm making a decision going forward to release that, to learn the lessons from that, so I don't act like that when I have my own kids, so I don't act like that in my relationship. Okay, and to forgive them, understanding they had their own path, their own journey to go on, their own lessons to learn. Okay, and here we have very soon, this is the card that came out for you, your woman's oracle card. And it says, clearly decide what you want. So it comes to you now. Clearly decide what you want, because there's a reconciliation here. There's a truth coming out. There's a celebration here. So make sure that's what you want. Okay, because right now you are connecting with the divine. You are connecting with the with your higher mind. You have a high level of wisdom and understanding and how seeing things. So be very clear as to what you want, as to who you are, what do you desire in your life. Okay, so it can come to you very soon. And I feel like you have a lot of backing here. You have a lot of spiritual help here. You have like that direct connection here. So you're gonna be fine, Cancer. Just be mindful of that, and just be in the know of who you are and what's happening around you. I'm sending you so much love during this time. Thank you so much for your support. I'll see you next week. Until then, remember, love is the only answer.